Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-binaries, and transgenders, because we don't discriminate here. This is the Ultra Heelz Wrestling Podcast, live from Bravery Studios, Clifton, New Jersey. Rockin' Dolo today. Alex might show up later. He's had a little technical problems going on at the house. I'm Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior, always and forever on his worst behavior. I don't get hard, I stay hard. Mr. DM, find me in your mama's DM. Your mama is frisky, by the way. Anyway, yeah. How you living over there, Gnarly Marv? Our super producer in the back. Oh, he doesn't have the mic on today. Hey, Commissioner Kelvin is in the chat. How you living, sir?
Testing.
I hear you a little bit. Slightly.
Testing.
There we go. How you living, Gnarly Marv?
I'm living good, man. I got a new setup. That's why I'm all out of whack today.
Yeah, because I was surprised I can see your full face today. Usually I just see like your forehead.
Yeah. It's like, no point in having a window if you can't look through it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So, yeah, I rearranged the podcast room since we're going to have multiple now. And, yeah, man, what up, Kelvin? How you doing, broski? I hang out with Kelvin like every day now.
Yeah, I incognito dropped in the other day. I did see his name.
Yeah. Me and him are kicking it all the time now. It's my guy. But, yeah, man, life's good, man.
That's good to hear.
I think our special guest is calling.
Oh, he made it?
Let's see. There you go.
There we go. That was fast.
Yeah.
Yo.
My camera on? I see myself in my junk, but I don't see none of y'all.
There we go.
See us now?
Yeah, I got the YouTube window open down the bottom of my screen. My phone. Oh, there we go. Now I see your sexy ass. Hello.
There you go.
Oh, shit, this fucking mad shit is killing me. So yeah, my bad. Apparently I'm trying to get a new phone. I've been trying to get it for the last 2 hours, and I finally found the place that got it, and I'm still waiting on the damn phone.
Wow.
Yeah, this one is shot to death. Like it won't even charge no more.
Damn, that's time for a new phone. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it'll be better connection too for the podcast too.
Now, what it will, because it shoots 4K video. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh damn.
We're about to see all of every pore on Alex's face when he gets that phone.
Every booger, every snot drip.
My hookah, you're gonna see my eyes dilate.
You word, yo. Kelvin said we kicking it like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, facts, bro.
Facts. Nah, Chuck Norris, buddy. Chuck Norris.
Yeah, I'm a big Chuck fan.
Hey, there's a guy over here that remind me of somebody that we used to be cool with, look just like him. I almost had a flashback just now.
He who shall not be named?
What? Who should now be super kicked, but yeah.
Would that be the ass that is dead?
Yep, the ass that is lynched. But I can't jump in here because I need to be in here for a while until they get my damn phone so I can go to hell home, because I've been outside since I got off work and I want to go home now.
Damn.
Yo, what's the weather like down there?
Oh, right now, great. Earlier, 98 feel like 103.
Oof.
Jesus. It poured here for like most of the day.
In a picture. Are y'all about to get in the car finally? Oh,
yeah, it poured here like almost the entire day.
Yeah, it's been showers all day.
Like the way you say it now, this is the settlest of light days right now. Earlier, it was not a cloud in the sky. The sun was up. It was fucking hot, and like walking 10 seconds will make you sweat.
Oh,
so,
Jesus!
Yeah, that's why I want to go home.
Yeah. I that's why I can't move to the south. It's just too hot. It's disrespectful.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Nobody understands that. Nobody understands the fact that I hate the South just for that reason. It's not like I hate the South because it's the South. I hate it because this fucking heat is a whole different kind of heat.
Kelvin said it's hot as hell in Georgia.
What? You not that far from me. You like a 4-hour trip. So shit, hell yeah, I believe that. Damn, there we go. Turn the phone sideways.
While you're on the line, what do you want to say most while you're on the line?
About what? You want to talk about Fyter Fest? Or you want to talk about
anything? So in case you got to go back inside, just get your hot points out first.
Let's talk about Chris Jericho saying, "Eye for eye match, you're welcome, AEW."
Yeah, exactly. They already did that.
I love the fact that he did it, but I love the fact that Taz brought back that FTW.
I didn't see that coming. Like, I was confused. And like I had to
coming, but I was happy that he did because it makes sense for Brian Cage.
Yeah, like I had to go through my mental Rolodex because when he took it out, I didn't remember what it was.
As soon as he took it out, I knew what it was automatically. As soon as he took it out, that orange, I was like, "Why you got orange?" Oh, he bringing up the FTW belt. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yo, they had a meme of him holding a Nintendo 64. I thought it was real. I thought he really had a Nintendo 64, and then I saw the video, and I was like, I got excited for nothing. I'll send you guys a picture.
That still would have been great.
I'm going to show you guys the picture later.
All right.
But yeah, if he run 64, it'd have been great. But I think that's probably the best too, besides, Keith Lee and his bullshit. Sorry. I like Black Friday, but we already seen this already multiple times.
Yeah.
Out of that shit, I don't know. Wrestling to me is just starting to get to that point now that I like them on Twitter more than I like them in the ring.
Yeah, that's just the thing. The last couple weeks haven't been spectacular. I feel like they've just kind of been blasé.
They have, but their Twitter though, their Twitter has just been the bee's knees. They just been saying whatever the fuck they want, doing whatever they want. Did
you see the Kenny Omega was talking about Ibushi when Ibushi came to do he came to do the Cruiserweight tournament, and
no,
he didn't know who Vince McMahon was.
Shit, he shouldn't. You don't need to know that nigga. Vince McMahon's the devil. He fucked people's careers up. Fuck that.
Exactly. That's what Kenny Omega was talking about. He was talking about how like Vince McMahon was going around shaking people's hands backstage, and everybody was like, they're just being like, super respectful, like, borderline scared of him, and Ibushi just kind of like gave him a high five and kept it moving.
Yeah, like, why the fuck do I care? I'm a big name in Japan. Motherfuckers in the States know me. Why the fuck would I care about you? At this point right now, with wrestling the way it is, I feel like anybody that don't live in the United States and don't wrestle with WWE should not get too fucked about Mr. McMahon. The only person you should give a fuck about is Triple H, because he's the only person that wrestles and understands what most motherfuckers are coming from.
Mm-hmm. What else did I see? FTR has major heat backstage for going on Jim Cornette's podcast.
Why?
Because they're all little bitches and they can't handle the truth when Cornette criticizes them.
First of all, I don't see why you have a big issue with people that's not even signed to your company. You're on a handshake deal.
Exactly.
You shouldn't give a fuck what happened, because they're not gonna give a fuck. Like, they ain't like they really getting hired by you. So why the fuck do they care what they say at this point? You gave them a handshake agreement for them to wrestle. They're doing what the hell your handshake was. Now you paid them and gave them a contract. There's the ball game. But them niggas can leave when the fuck they feel like it.
Yeah, basically. Like that 8-man tag they had this week, that was just a total clusterfuck. That wasn't a match.
That Canadian Destroyer shit outside the ring threw me off so goddamn bad. I was like, oh, bro, somebody got hurt.
Like the match started off. What was it? It was Harwood and Pentagon in the ring, and once they both got out, it just there were no more tags.
There was no direction. It was literally WWE Royal Rumble from the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, and then what was it? Matt Jackson helped do the FTR finisher. What are they calling it now? Good Night Express, I think.
Yeah.
And then Cash Wheeler helped do the Indie Taker because Matt Jackson was outside the ring, so Nick Jackson got up on the top and they did the Indie Taker.
You know, they're trying to do what they can. At this point right now, Fyter Fest, that second part of Fyter Fest was just because that we didn't get the Dean Amber Rose match, so it was
Yeah, because again, the sloppy shop that WWE runs.
They do run a sloppy shop.
Yeah.
Their shit so sloppy. I think Mia Khalifa comes in second.
Oh shit! Yo, when you sent that to me, I was dying laughing. Do you know about that, Marv? What Mia Khalifa did?
Oh no, what'd she do?
Okay, she's trying to sue Bang Bros for not paying her
the money that she deserves. She said she only got $12,000 for
Isn't
all
that what
those
they're
video
famous
shoots she
for?
did for them.
Yeah, but somebody like went into the records and she's been paid.
Yeah, she's been playing herself for a while, bro. She's trying to come after the whole industry.
Yeah, because she's trying to say that Bang Bros keeps they keep promoting her and her videos even though she doesn't work for them anymore.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
But the thing is, if you go into Google searches, she's the most Googled porn star in the last 5 years.
So wait, she wants all her videos to disappear or something?
I don't know. I don't know what the point. I don't know.
Technically, she can't. She can't.
She don't own the videos.
Bros,
No, she doesn't.
They own all the videos.
She doesn't even
like
own the
WWE. They
name.
own the likeness to the videos. So she can't do shit about it.
She's playing herself right now.
Because when she started working for another company under a similar name. And then when she went to Bang Bros, they just changed the name slightly to Khalifa. So they own the name.
Oh, wow.
She owns the previous name, but she doesn't own Khalifa.
She's playing herself.
Yeah.
She went on like a 48 hours thing and talked about how bad the industry is.
Yeah.
Yo, you made so much money over there. Just go away in silence.
Yeah.
Like come on.
Let me go in silent. This bitch got engaged to her boyfriend that's a cook, that's like a famous Instagram cook for fucking famous people. Why the fuck do you care about your past at this point now? You kind of living life you want.
Yo, a lot of porn stars retire after like 4 years. I think that's the life expectancy of a porn star.
Oh, well, the good ones.
The good ones.
Sarah J been in the game for over a good minute.
No, some of them don't want to go away, but I'm just saying like the average is 4 years, and most of them go in silence. Like they don't really, if they don't like the industry, they're like, all right, well, whatever, I'm just done with it. Yeah, and I don't talk about it, whatever, you know. But now she's like on a mission. I don't know. She's on Stevie Richards' Strike to Censor mission. Word.
I think she's bitter and she wants back in. I think that's what she wants.
They're not letting her back in.
First of all, she want back in. She can get back in. It ain't like WWE. You get banned from the damn industry. You make money. Shit. You want to come back? They just come back.
Wait. They got OnlyFans and stuff like that.
Exactly.
The industry is way further ahead than it was when she was big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like even things from 4 years ago. Nowadays, you can just do it yourself at home. Like,
basically, yep.
She don't even need to go to Bang Bros or none of these guys.
Oh, speaking of this,
she don't need to get tossed around the room like listen, man, be doing them big buff guys.
Speaking of doing stuff at home for yourself and getting paid from your fans, you know that the app Cameo where like celebrities do like special videos for fans.
Yeah, I've been seeing it.
Floyd Mayweather is charging $1,000 a video.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not even mad at him because that's his whole gimmick. Like,
I know.
That's his whole gimmick is to be overpriced.
And people are paying it.
Money Mayweather, man.
You got me fucked up. I'm not paying Floyd Mayweather shit. I ain't even paying that nigga no attention.
Now,
let alone pay him $1,000.
Now, somebody said, I'd rather get one from Mike Tyson because he's way more entertaining than Floyd Mayweather. I heard Mike Tyson's only charging $200.
Oh my God, we can get Mike Tyson on the show.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah.
I might do a Mike Tyson one. You got me fucked up. I ain't really do a Mike Tyson one.
Mike Tyson's way more entertaining, but that's Mayweather's gimmick, man.
I'm not confirmed on the Mike Tyson number, but the Floyd Mayweather one is definitely $1,000 a video.
Where I'm about to have Mike Tyson on the show if it's only 200.
Word, son.
If it's only 200.
Tell me about your life. Tell me about how you used to be back then, be a villain. You used to want to bite the people and eat their children.
Yeah, word.
I was gonna do the Eat the Children line, but you got to it first.
It popped in my head because I watched the fight the other night.
He got a podcast.
Yes,
He got a podcast. It's pretty good, but it's Mike Tyson. I mean, you get what you pay for with it.
It's Mike Tyson.
You know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man.
That was funny.
Shout out to him.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, and he had a mystery Scooby Doo kind of rip-off show. So he's getting money right now.
Oh yeah, that was on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked from that.
Yeah.
That show was actually lit. Don't get to it. That show was actually better than what you think it was.
Oh yeah. It takes the Scooby Doo style, but it like it's Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson Mysteries. Yeah, I remember it. I watched a couple episodes.
Yeah. So I ain't
The
mad
shit
at
was
him.
actually good.
Definitely ain't mad at him.
Now, NXT kicked off with, what was it, a street fight with Mia Yim and Candice LeRae.
Yeah, go back and phone. Hey guys, I'm gonna be back.
Do your thing, bro.
All right.
Good luck.
Now, they kicked off with a street fight with Candice LeRae and Mia Yim. Now, when men do a street fight, they have this gimmick where they'll come out in jeans and a t-shirt instead of like their regular wrestling gear. You know, because like, oh, it's a street fight. We're having a fight in the street or whatever. Anyway, so Candice LeRae and Mia Yim both wore booty shorts and a tank top. Now, here's the thing. Mia Yim's regular ring gear is camo cargos and boots.
So they pretty much were wearing what they wear to the ring.
No, so she wore booty shorts instead of her camo cargos. Like, she's already set for a street fight. It didn't make any sense for her to change her gear. Now, Candice LeRae, on the other hand, that makes sense because she wears, more of a traditional female wrestling attire with the short shorts and some kind of like sequin top.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense for her to do like the booty shorts and the tank top. But why did Mia Yim have to change her attire for the street fight?
I'm about to Google what they looked like at the street fight.
Yeah, it was. And then she had knee pads. That was the other thing. She had knee pads on with her booty shorts. It was really awkward. And honestly, it wasn't that great of a match. It was just so contrived. The way they just, at the beginning, they just got up and started throwing stuff in the ring. And then they had a match. How about you just pick up the weapons when you need them instead of throwing them all in the ring at once? I hate when anybody does that. It's bad continuity for a match. Yeah, Kelvin said they're dressed like they're going to a wet t-shirt contest. I think you missed that, Kelvin. I was talking about that when Alex was on the phone. But yeah, Kenny Omega was saying, I believe the line was, it's nice to work in a place where you're not scared shitless by your boss, in reference to Vince McMahon, because Kota Ibushi didn't know who Vince McMahon was while he was at WWE for the tournament.
You sure he really didn't know, or was he just saying that? Like, how could you be in the industry and not know Vince?
I guess he's worked in Japan his whole life. This is his only time coming to America.
I guess it's believable. I don't know.
I mean, okay, well, let's say he watched wrestling as a kid. He grew up. He started wrestling. You stopped watching American wrestling. Vince got old. Maybe you don't recognize him as an old man now.
That sounds more believable because, not for nothing, Vince is not like other CEOs, bro.
I know.
Vince's face is all over his product.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm guessing as Ibushi got older, he stopped watching American wrestling because he's now in wrestling. You just don't have time to do it on a regular anymore.
Yeah.
So Vince got older. He doesn't recognize Vince as an old man.
Yeah, that makes sense. I probably wouldn't recognize Vince in person, like walking around. Well, no, I'm lying. I would.
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah. Well, let's see. If I'm walking down the streets in New York, compared to every other businessman, I wouldn't realize who he is.
Not right away. You'd have to wait a while to click in. Alex said he's back. I guess he's in the chat.
Oh yeah, I see him there.
Alex in the chat. Everybody, chase the world of pops.
Yeah. What was next after that? What was it? Bronson Reed and Tony Nese. That was unimportant. This was one of the reasons I felt like it was a letdown of a quote unquote pay-per-view, because that was just a regular match that you have on TV just to showcase some talent that's not on TV all the time. Joey Gargano and Isaiah Scott, again, another match with no build-up. So it's not really a pay-per-view match, just putting talent on TV because they need to have a match. Now, this match, Legado del Fantasma. versus Drake Maverick and Breezango. I'm fucking with Breezango. I've always fucked with Breezango. Their fucking entrances are awesome. Because this week they came out as conquistadors.
Jeez.
Well, not Los Conquistadors, but just conquistadors.
Mm-hmm.
Because Uno y Dos has been overdone, and we don't need to see them for like another 5 years, so that we can appreciate them better when they come back. Again, another match that no build up. It just happened. It was there. Mercedes Martinez, Santana Garrett. Didn't hate it. Just why? And the main event, Keith Lee, the North American champion, beat Adam Cole for the NXT championship. Now dual champion, first ever dual NXT champion, first ever black dual champion in any promotion, any major promotion. So yeah, we're all figuring that Adam Cole's now going to the main roster. We're assuming Undisputed Era is following. He made a bit of a babyface turn post-match because he shook Keith Lee's hand, told him good job. Meanwhile, at the end of the match, Karrion Kross and Scarlett were watching from upstairs, and a while back, a couple weeks ago, at the end of a match, Scarlett came out and put an hourglass on the edge of the ring while Adam Cole was sitting there, saying your time is up. But he's already lost the title, so Karrion Kross isn't exactly coming for him. So is that a sign that his time is up in NXT and he's going to the main roster? So lot to be, to decipher there. But it was an excellent match. They both played to their strengths. Adam Cole is a magician. Let's be real. He's a magician. He's basically the next coming of Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels even said in an interview that if the one person I feel that is better than me right now is Adam Cole.
Wow, he actually said that?
It's Shawn Michaels. He likes to lie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he said it, but I'm sure he was just saying it as a work. But let's be real. I'm sure Shawn Michaels thinks he's the hottest shit still.
Yeah, I bet.
But, as a producer of talent, he now has to put other people over.
Kelvin says Robert Stone trying to recruit Shotzi Blackheart, and he got pushed by Killian Dane.
Oh
and
yeah,
Shotzi Blackheart pinned
that,
Robert Stone with her top,
with her tank. Yeah, that little segment backstage. I still think the little tank thing is stupid. But yeah. Fyter Fest. The show opened with Private Party and Hardy Party, aka Matt Hardy, challenging for the tag team championships against Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page. Going into the match, Page and Hangman are 9-0 this calendar year, and they retain the titles. Solid match, nothing too much. Now, this match only occurred because we had to redo our main event because Brian Cage and Jon Moxley isn't happening because Jon Moxley potentially has coronavirus from his wife.
Oof.
Who works for WWE.
Oof.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now, because with the whole, what do they call it? The rankings list or like power list or whatever. Private Party's not even they're not even a top 5 ranked tag team, but nonetheless, they got the title match because they were hot going into the week or whatever. Is they haven't been on TV a lot lately, but they've been winning a lot on AEW Dark. Because I think I looked up the list the other day talking to somebody at work. I think the top tag teams were SCU, the Young Bucks, the Lucha Bros, and Dark Order. Grayson and Evil Uno. But nonetheless, good, solid match from Private Party. Matt Hardy's their manager, so it's a good look for them. It's definitely a good look for them. Now, Lance Archer and Joey Janela. Now, okay, it didn't have to be a full-on squash, but why was this a 10-minute long match where Lance Archer is selling for Joey Janela? They've already wasted Lance Archer. It only took 2 months, and they've wasted him already. Same way they wasted Brody Lee. Same way they wasted Jake Hager. Same way they have wasted Wardlow. If you're a big man, AEW is not the place for you. It's just not the place. They don't know how to treat big men.
Shout out to Champion Jobber in the chat. Also, shout out to Kelvin. He said Brian Pillman Jr. appeared on AEW Dark and lost to Sean Spears.
Oh, really? Interesting. I guess I should go back and watch that now. Yeah, because lately they've been having a lot of independent talent just appear on random stuff. Like a couple weeks ago, Ricky Starks, who was previously working for NWA, he just randomly had a title match for the TNT Championship against Cody. So I like what they're doing there, just bringing in independent talent for, one-off events. But why is Lance Archer selling for Joey Janela? Just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And interference from Sonny Kiss. I still don't, that pairing is weird. Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. If they're friends in real life, cool, but their in-ring pairing just is weird. Doesn't really. Oh, or maybe there's a backstory on Dark, but I shouldn't have to watch another show to understand your show. Anyway, as I always say, I shouldn't have to watch another show to understand your show. There was a quick clip of Darby Allin practicing at Travis Pastrana's ranch. Famous motocross / what did he ride? BMX or did he ride skateboard? I think it was BMX. I forgot what he did before motocross. Anyway, yeah. He was at his ranch, just practicing random stuff. Then, as we were talking about while Alex was on the line, Brian Cage and Taz came out to the ring for a quick promo. And Taz came out with a bag. Out the bag, he pulled the FTW Championship. Fuck the World Championship that he debuted himself in ECW. I'm sure Kelvin will correct me. I think it's 1998 or 1999. It debuted in ECW because I believe the storyline was, who was it? Was it Tommy Dreamer? I believe it was Tommy Dreamer. Whoever was the champion at the time, they kept ducking Taz for a world title match. So Taz went out, said, I'm the true champion. He showed up with his championship. So until somebody beats me, I am the true champion. And later on down the line, I think he got beat by Sabu for his championship, and then he won it back. And then Taz also eventually got a world championship match in ECW. He unified the titles, and the FTW title went away. And while he was the actual champion, and that was the end of that title.
Yep, Kelvin said, yeah, it was 1998.
Hey, look at that. I got one right. I got one right. I get them right every now and then. So, nonetheless, the title match will now take place next week at another free pay-per-view that AEW is immediately promoting, and the week after one that they just had. Fight for the Fallen. Fight for the Fallen, the main event, week 1, because it's going to be a 2-part event again. Week 1, the main event will be Brian Cage versus Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship / FTW Championship. And next up, as I was saying to Alex on the line, we had a complete clusterfuck. It was an 8-man tag match. It was the Butcher and the Blade and the Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks and FTR. Now, as we've been saying, FTR, they're known for being traditionalists, traditional tag teams, enforcing rules, yada, yada, yada. And the Lucha Bros, they're notoriously known for not following any rules. They don't tag. They double team all the time. And then the Young Bucks, they bend the rules, but it's because they technically kind of run the company, so you can't really say anything to them. But anyway, yeah. Was it Sabu?
Yeah, he says that was Sabu, I think.
Okay, yeah, Sabu. Yeah, that sounds about right, Calvin. Yeah, so this match was a total, after like the first 3 minutes, it was just a total clusterfuck. Matt Jackson blind tagged himself into the ring off of Cash Wheeler, I believe it was. And they just, the Young Bucks did the Young Bucks things, the Lucha Bros did the Lucha Bros things. There was like, what really annoyed me in this match, there was like 3 different spots. It wasn't about the false finishes, because I think they only did 1 false finish. It was the go home spots where you can feel the end of the match coming, and then the match just went for another 5 minutes. They did it again. It was like, oh, okay, here comes the end of the match. Went for another 5 minutes. It was just everybody making sure they got in all their spots because they needed to get in all their spots. Again, I did like the double teams with FTR and the Young Bucks, because you had, I believe it was Harwood and Matt Jackson do the FTR finish, Goodnight Express, and then you had Nick Jackson and Cash Wheeler do the Indie Taker. So it was cool to see them, do each other's tag team moves together. But again, we all know where this is going. Eventually, they're going to have a match against each other. So, but it was nice to see nonetheless.
Kelvin says, correction, it was Shane Douglas. Was ECW champion. He was out with a serious sinus infection and an elbow injury.
Okay, yes. I didn't know about all the injury stuff, but yeah, Shane Douglas does sounds right, yes.
Shout out to OJ. Oh, no, wait, that's lemon. Wait, I can't read it.
No, this is tangerine lemonade from Wawa.
Oh,
I'm on my Wawa shit lately.
Shout out to Wawa, man. Shout out to
Because last week I had the blueberry. That blueberry is lovely. It was absolutely lovely. But yeah, this one's tangerine. I'm on the wrong tab. There we go. There's a All Elite. What was the next match? Oh, there was the little segment like on the side of the ring where you had Britt Baker hanging out in her little role model mobile. Because she has like a fake Rolls Royce logo on her little golf cart. So anyway, she's sitting there, and I keep forgetting the chick that she hangs out with that like escorts her around in her wheelchair. I forgot her name. So Big Swole comes over, and she throws a piece of paper in the girl's face, and the girl just goes, woo! Like, she, like, jumps back or whatever, and she actually hit Britt Baker in the face. Apparently, Britt Baker broke her nose. I don't know if it's a work, but I saw a picture on Twitter today. She's saying she had a deviated septum, and she had to have get her nose fixed. I don't know. I didn't read that much into it because I was in a rush. So, but yeah, she's selling an injury from that little segment. The next match was Nyla Rose and a handicap match against Kinsey Page and Kylan King. Just 2 jobbers. And yeah.
Kelvin said her name is Rebel.
Rebel. Okay. There we go. Rebel. Yes. But yeah, I like, oh, speaking of which, Britt Baker and Rebel, they're always posting like just like random pictures of them just hanging out or whatever. Their kick game is strong. Britt Baker and Rebel, their kick game is strong. The last picture I saw, Britt Baker was wearing some Air Forces. They were, what was it, black and red, like crocodile skin. Them shits was fire.
Black and red crocodile skin?
Air Forces.
I gotta Google this shit.
Them shits was, I'll show you later on her Instagram. They were fire. Absolute fire. And then Rebel was wearing same colors, Jordan 1s. It wasn't the breads, but it was a different color placement of the breads because
Gotcha.
it wasn't the correct color for breads. But yeah, nonetheless, yeah, fire, absolute fire. Their kick game is fire. Because like I said, there's other times where they've like posted like their sneakers and whatnot. Britt Baker. Where are the sneakers? Where are the sneakers? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'll show you when I
Bring
when
it
I come
over
around
when you
later.
Come around, but
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, them joints was fire. And then we had Brody Lee, Stu Grayson, and Boom Boom Colt Cabana versus SCU. And who won? I forgot. Was it SC? No. Dark Order won, I believe. I hate the way they do this on AEW's website. Yeah, Dark Order won. I can't really hate on the match. Yeah, I love SCU. They deliver every time to me. And the main event. Now, mind you, this main event had to go up against Adam Cole and Keith Lee for the double championship match. It was Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. Little, or as Jim Cornette likes to call him, my little dog pockets. Because he sticks his hands in his pockets.
Yeah. I still think that's one of the coolest gimmicks I've seen in a while, though.
My little dog pockets and Chris Jericho in the main event because Orange Cassidy fell asleep at commentary. That's why this feud is happening, because Orange Cassidy fell asleep at commentary. Now, last week the main event was Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho in a promo. Last week the main event on NXT was Io Shirai versus Sasha Banks. Last week was the first time NXT won that 15-minute segment in the ratings. So Sasha Banks defeated Chris Jericho in the ratings.
Impressive.
And she went on Twitter and let the world know that she'd beat Chris Jericho in a ratings.
Oh, she bragged about
Yes,
it?
on Twitter.
Wow.
She said, I'm the first person to beat Chris Jericho in a segment battle.
Did he reply to it at all?
I didn't see the reply from him, but
wow.
he was overall he made a comment about, because NXT is now on a 3-week winning streak in the ratings.
Yeah.
So he made a comment that it's not about the overall ratings, it's about the demographics. That AEW is still winning every demographic except the 50 plus.
Oh wow. So are the 50 plus people watching WWE?
Apparently.
Wow. I can see that being
And
true.
there's enough of them for them to win the ratings the last 3 weeks.
You agree with him? You think it's the demographics or it's the ratings?
No, all of a sudden they're changing the argument now because they're losing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
But in the grand scheme of things, well, hold on. Let's go to the Instagram, which is Ultra Heelz Wrestling on Instagram. Because we keep a weekly score of the ratings. The total wins and losses. NXT 11. Dynamite 31. You've won triple the amount of weeks. What's the big deal if they have 3 in a row? You feel threatened by 3 in a row? I mean, NXT won every week this calendar year, except for New Year's, because the NXT didn't have a show New Year's week. They won every week except for the last 3 weeks. And they feel threatened all of a sudden that they have to change the narrative and say, oh, it's not about ratings, it's we win the demographics. Sounds it sound a little cowardly there, but
Yeah, it sounds like something a loser would say.
yeah. But yeah. Oh, and there was one tie. Once upon a time, there was a tie. I believe that was like mid-November. There was a tie.
I don't know. I feel like it looks so bad for AEW to compare itself to WWE's C show.
Thank you.
Like it doesn't.
Thank you.
Even if they win in the ratings or whatever you want to call it.
I like that you said that.
It doesn't matter. Like that's their C show.
I like that you said that.
Not their B show. Their C show.
Not only is it their C show, it's their developmental show.
Yeah, like I don't know. I still feel like they should have picked a slot where there was just no other wrestling show on the air.
See, I would consider you a casual wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Because you get most of your information from us. You watch a little bit by yourself, but you get a lot of info from us.
What culture and all that. Yeah.
So you, as a casual fan, came out and said, "Why, if this is their best talent, AEW, why are they losing to a developmental program?"
Yeah. It does. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
There we go.
Why is it even comparing itself? Why is it losing to it? Why? I don't know. It's weird.
You've made my argument for me, sir.
Yeah.
You've made my argument for me. But something I want to have like a longer discussion on one week on the show where there's not much going on. Again, if you add up the numbers, let's go back into the numbers. It was 759,000 for NXT and 715,000 for AEW. That's 1.5 million people that watched wrestling on Wednesday night. Now, Raw and SmackDown are currently in the shits, worse than it's ever been, mostly because of Corona.
Yeah.
Because Raw and Smack WWE's they have like 1 to 2 segments that are live, and everything else is pre-taped. There's no crowd. They're not touring the country. So their ratings are worse than ever. They're averaging 1.7, 1.8 for Raw and SmackDown. So still, with Raw and SmackDown at their worst, these two shows combined aren't matching Raw and SmackDown. Go back to the Attitude Era. Again, like I said, I want to have a bigger discussion about this one week on the show. In the Attitude Era, Nitro and Raw were both averaging 5 million each. There was 10 million people watching wrestling in one night.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're splitting a million and a half into 2 shows.
Well, there's less wrestling fans out there.
Why is there less wrestling fans?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think you have an answer, right?
It's a theory.
Okay.
It's not an answer. It's a theory. We know too much. You killed kayfabe. You killed the business.
Yeah.
There's no mystery anymore. Now that we know how it works, why am I going to watch something where I know all the inner workings of it?
Yeah.
Like once you learn a magic trick, it's not fun anymore. Unless you're the magician.
Yeah, you're right. I think it also has to do with shock value. Like, I don't think wrestling can surprise a normal audience anymore.
I also think it has to do with the style of wrestling. The indie style is good for a small room. What WWE has turned into is super corporate, super watered down. So their style's not good either. It doesn't hold an audience.
Yeah.
So you have these two things on both far ends of the spectrum that you have that small group of people that enjoy the indie style because, like I've always said, the people that are watching AEW are the people that were going to watch those talents anyway, regardless of whatever show they were going to be on, whether they were in New Japan, whether they were in ROH, whether they were in CZW, PGW. They were going to watch those people anyway. Now they just happen to all be on the same show on national television.
This is true.
Because you haven't drawn in a new wrestling fan. You're not producing new wrestling. It's the same people that were going to watch them anyway. That's who's watching AEW.
There was a theory about baseball that baseball got whack after people stop taking steroids. You think it's the same thing for wrestling too? Personalities got like more normalized.
I'm not gonna say again. I'm gonna go back to the AEW, the WWE. Everything becoming sterile and corporate because there's now an HR department. You can't do certain stuff backstage that you used to do.
Well, Alex wants in this conversation. He told me to call him back.
All right. Yeah, it's WWE. It's a sterile environment. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, now I'm back.
All right, what's up? Go ahead.
None. I just got my phone to my bag. I'm gonna set it up when I get home later. I didn't want to stay in
Nice.
T-Mobile any longer. That shit was getting hot.
I feel you.
So to recap, Alex, we're talking about why aren't there new wrestling fans? Why isn't wrestling shows bringing in the numbers from like the Attitude Era?
Oh, it's easy. Sensitive shit now, so a lot of shit gets flagged before.
They are sensitive people now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do know a lot about the head injuries and stuff. Oof.
Like now that they got shareholders, they're super sensitive to anything. So anything back in that era won't fly now.
There you go. It's a sterile environment. It's sanitized, homogenized, and pasteurized.
Champion Jommer says this generation has easy access to the product online. I don't know if that really counts because, all right, let's compare wrestling to like theater, like Broadway shows and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Broadway shows works under the same premise as wrestling, except for the athletics of it.
Yeah.
Debatably.
Yeah. Because it's a live performance.
Exactly.
You have one shot to do it right.
Exactly.
If you mess up, you lost your audience.
Exactly. But these shows like Wicked and like Hamilton are the biggest shows that Broadway has seen in, I don't know, since the Phantom of the Opera and Cats in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
So but you know, it's the same thing. You can get these online. You can find little links that'll take you to watch the whole thing without going to a Broadway show.
Okay, my comparison would be music. Late 90s, early 2000s, we all started illegally downloading music.
Yeah.
What did the music industry do? They started introducing streaming music. All of a sudden, everybody's paying for streaming music. So the music industry is now making the money back that they lost from us doing all that illegal downloading.
Facts. And they're barely paying the artists too.
And now they're barely paying artists.
Yeah.
So what can the wrestling industry do to now get all these people back and get the money back?
Oh, so you're saying they have to evolve somehow?
Yes.
The industry needs to evolve.
So if we have this access to the product that isn't watching it on TV or watching it on demand, where they get credit for a view, what can they do to evolve their product?
Good question. That's probably what they're all trying to figure out right now. Kelvin says wrestling isn't how it used to be. Lots of spoilers alerts. At least back in the day, it was some mystery to it.
Yep. See, he brought up the mystery thing.
I agree, but I'm still thinking about like theater. Like people go watch the same Broadway shows over and over, and know everything about like how it happens, and they still pay. I think tickets for Broadway are more expensive than wrestling, aren't they?
Ironically enough, I saw an article about Hamilton.
Yeah.
This girl that works at my job was posting it because she wants to go see it. The prices for Hamilton are outrageous.
That's what I'm saying.
Not only are they outrageous, there's like a 2-year waiting list.
Exactly. Like, I don't get it. You could watch on Disney Plus now too, yeah. But it still goes to show, like, you know, casual Broadway fans are willing to pay crazy bucks to see this show. And it's the same thing for wrestling. Like, wouldn't it be the same premise? Like, even if you know what's going to be the outcome, you just want to see the performance. I don't know.
Also, another thing that I think we should talk about: overexposure. You have 7 hours of WWE on network television a week.
I think that might be a big one.
You have 7 hours on net. Then there's main event. Then there's a pay-per-view week. Here's another 3, 4, 5 hours to watch.
Yep.
Oh, I want to watch AEW. Here's another 2 hours. Oh, I want to watch Impact. Here's another 2 hours.
I think there is too much wrestling on TV. I agree with that one a lot.
Now, it's not necessarily okay. that's one type of overexposure. But if you go back into the 80s and the 70s with the territories, you had, 15, 20 different companies running, but they were regional companies.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody didn't get the product everywhere. You watched what your cable company or broadcast company was available to you. So you might have only saw two territories for an hour a week. So you got 2 hours of wrestling for the entire week. And then, maybe a pay-per-view once every couple months.
Calvin said Hamilton is a hot commodity.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to him. I didn't know there was rap music in Hamilton until recently.
It's going to be streamed on Disney Plus as of now.
Yo, I didn't know that they had rap music in Hamilton until recently. I was like, what? I was like, what is this? I thought it was a historical piece. It's like a hip hop opera.
Hip opera.
Hip opera, yeah.
Like Carmen.
Yeah. Carmen was dope. I watched. I'm not even going to front. I saw Carmen like a bunch of times. Shout out to Most Def. He was awesome.
I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through.
No, I've only seen it in pieces. Like,
yeah, exactly. I've only seen it in pieces.
Yeah. But wrestling needs innovation. It definitely, I think that's the biggest one out of all of the things you pointed out.
Yeah.
And then for that, it needs fierce competition. That's why I still feel like AEW should have took the Monday slot and just forced themselves into a position where they have to innovate.
Again, I think where AEW went wrong was they pitched sports-based wrestling. They're not giving us sports-based wrestling. They're giving us their version of WWE low-rent comedy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because if WWE did the type of comedy things that AEW does, WWE would get killed for it. But because it's got the AEW logo on it, it's different, it's new, it's exciting, everybody's going to defend it.
Yep, basically.
It's WWE light.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, every once in a while, traditional wrestling breaks out, like Cody versus Jake Hager. Every once in a while, you'll get that. Every once in a while, you get Cody Dustin. You'll get Jericho Moxley. You'll get those matches that just stand out as, this is a wrestling match. This is big money. I have to watch this, and I'm going to watch it again tomorrow when I have some free time.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's a crazy thing that probably only 10 or 15 years ago, everyone on the planet was watching wrestling.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about. And now, it's like...
Yeah, like I said,
barely a third of
at
it.
the height of the Attitude Era, Raw and Nitro were averaging $5 million apiece.
Yeah.
Now you can't...
Averaging so much is the simple fact that it was so more unpredictable. Now, wrestling nowadays is so predictable, you don't have to even watch it and still be right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, if you add up all the major shows on television, you can't even hit 5 million.
Well, that's another thing too. TV in general is suffering.
I know.
Yeah, so it's not even like just wrestling.
So that's what I'm saying. Even if you add in on demand or people that what do you call it, DVR it, even if you add up all of those, it's still not getting anywhere near that number.
Yeah.
So any kind of way that you can give that show a view credit, it's not getting anywhere near those numbers.
Very interesting conversation. Very interesting.
I don't know what they're going to do. All I know is I see ratings falling more and more until we get back to having crowds back into the limelight. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse.
Speaking of which, WWE still has not canceled SummerSlam in Boston. they still have that date open, as in the TD Gardens is going to let them show up and have a show with fans.
Wait, no. From my understanding, they have a thing saying that it's going to be held at the Performance Center.
I know, but they're still holding out hope that things will open up and they can have the event as planned.
First of all,
because
just stop hoping.
I know. Now, there was also an article saying they hope to be able to travel come the fall, in the September, early October.
I'm gonna need them to stop listening to Donald Trump and his little catchphrases and shit. But, that ain't happening.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You know, Raw and SmackDown. Well, we're not really going to talk about those. Let's preview Extreme Rules before we get out of here.
You said you mean the horror show?
The horrific show, yes. Or as I like to call it, the shit show.
That's what it really should have been named. But yeah, continue.
Well, you know, they can't. It's a PG program. They can't say shit show, but we'll call it a shit
I don't
show.
see why not. They already said horror show, so they already know what it's going to be.
All right, you have Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Championship with a surprise stipulation that Dolph Ziggler gets to name.
Stupid. Next.
Yeah. We have Asuka versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. No stipulation that we know of.
I feel like that would just be an okay match.
I think that would end up being the best match, honestly.
Yeah, because Sasha's going to take the big bumps like she normally do.
Yeah. Then we have Bayley versus Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
I'm okay with that also, just because I'm tired of seeing Bayley with the belt.
I don't know. I want to see Nikki win, but I just don't think it would happen.
Yeah, I know, but we can hope. We all didn't want to see Braun Strowman win, but we hoped, and now he got it.
Yeah. We have Apollo Crews versus MVP for the United States Championship.
I'm actually okay with this match happening. I hate that belt. I don't like that belt.
You don't like it?
I do not.
You don't like the Dipset logo?
No, I don't. I do not like it. When they showed it off and I seen it, I literally closed out my phone and went back to what I was doing. And I was like, that shit, they said it was going to make it look prestige. I said, oh, you made it look like with the UFC title. You just put a bird in front of it and put US on it. That's it.
Yo,
there's no prestige.
The Dipset logo is what's up, yo.
I think Dipset has the best rap logo, second to Wu-Tang.
Woo, okay.
Right now. Only thing WWE is doing is they just come up with any ideas just so they can get them side plate bullshit on the side of this, so they can make people buy the replica and buy all the side plates of all the wrestlers they like. No, that shit is stupid.
All right. Then we have the two stupidest gimmick matches. We have Braun Strowman versus Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt in a swamp fight.
Oh, that's a fight? That's a match that happened?
Yes.
That's going to be stupid. Next match.
Now, is it going to be House of Horrors bad?
Nothing will ever be House of Horrors bad. You understand me? The only thing comes close to House of Horror bad is that backlash that I went to. That is it.
No, whoa. Freaking Street Profits and Viking Raiders was almost horror show bad.
No, backlash is still worse.
Okay. And then the creme de la creme of this pay-per-view, Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in an eye for an eye match.
Thank you, AEW.
Yes, now, what culture? They put out an article. I had to save this one because it's hilarious. Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio is getting a CGI eye gouging treatment.
What?
Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio is getting a CGI eye gouging treatment.
So let me get this straight. We're going to have some CGI fake blood running down somebody's face? Because we know we don't get no eyeball hanging on nobody's head, because that's what I really want.
Under the belief that the horror show Extreme Rules so-called precisely because an angle made such terrible sense, but the idea is that a prosthetic of some sort will be used in the finish of the match.
No, AEW shit was still better.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That shit was way still better. Simple fact that they really had a match with their eyes, both eye patch, and just for you talking about taking somebody's real eye? For this, you might as well just go ahead and commit real murder on TV.
Well, I guess they're just gonna make Rey Mysterio blind so he can't be on TV anymore.
So you're gonna take his left eye, completely take out the right eye, and then have Dominic sign at WWE for what?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's why I hate that Rey Mysterio came back for this bullshit.
Well,
I hate that he came back to this bullshit. I hate that Jeff Hardy got to stay there for that stupid ass bullshit with SmackDown.
Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley came back for this bullshit with Lana.
Like, I don't understand. Like, all this good talent being wasted all over again. This is not 10 years ago.
Nope. Oh, what was that last thing you sent me before we went on the air? So he got to show out. I swear, North Carolina burned down, please. I just needed to.
Whoa.
Wait, oh no, Kelvin sent it. Oh, he sent it to my personal account. Hold on.
The only thing I sent you last was the Braun Strowman challenge Drew McIntyre for a winner-take-all match.
Or did he tag me? No, he tagged me. Oh no, he tagged me in something. Okay, here we go. Load. I don't know how legitimate this is because I don't really particularly like the source that it came from. Liv Morgan, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Lana, Dana Brooke are all banned from WWE tapings for throwing a boat party.
What the hell?
You know what? I can believe that.
Because social distancing, not wearing masks in public. They had a party.
I get it, but come on.
About how Lana was going to get in trouble for some shit that happened over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So I can believe that. But like, how can you get mad at them? You got these bitches walking around in the back of the damn tapings. Why can't they get on the boat and do the same shit?
Well, because all of a sudden, because they were running sloppy shop, WWE's, they're all nervous about, everybody's got the virus now. Everybody. There's a new thing. You have to wear a mask now to be in the building. They went from from the hush hush that you're not allowed to wear a mask that everybody has to wear a mask.
I like how all of a sudden that got updated to now you got to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Few people get COVID, all of a sudden now we got Raw, SmackDown, Undisputed Matches. Where was these at before? I sure would have bought me Undisputed.
Oh, it's 8 o'clock. I just yawned.
Right on time.
It's 8 o'clock. I yawned.
On time.
Yo, how do you yawn every time at 8 o'clock? Jesus, dog.
It's on a clock. It's on a scheduled alarm system.
Yeah, that means it's time to hit that dusty trail.
Word.
That's fucking weird, son. I be up as early as you do it. I don't even yawn around this time.
Yo, I'm a sleeper. I have to sleep.
I swear.
Like, you don't understand. But when I was in college and the girl I was dating, we used to hang out till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I would fall asleep in a Dunkin' Donuts at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
I would sit at the table just like this and sleep. And she's like, how do you sleep like that? Because I have to sleep.
Shit.
I fell asleep watching which Star Wars did I go to? Was it Attack of the Clones? I slept through that.
Well, that one was kind of boring though.
But again,
I probably slept through that too.
Just the sound in the room, I slept through that.
Word, you slept through mad.
Yeah. What Keanu Reeves movie did I sleep through?
Matrix, any of the second ones.
No. It wasn't a Matrix.
Part 2 and 3 are whack.
I love 3. Two is the one I don't like. I love 3.
I give it the fights are kind of cool, but
look, I like all 3. I like all 3 of them. I hate that Animatrix bullshit.
Oh, the
what? No, Animatrix is dope.
Yeah, I don't like Animatrix.
Animatrix is.
I like Animatrix.
Oh, you guys are bugging.
Oh, the day the Earth stood still. I slept through that.
Oh yeah, that was whack.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I fell asleep with that when it came out on TV. I fell asleep with it.
I fell asleep on the commercial for that. Word. Yeah, that was whack. That was Keanu Reeves' dark era.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't doing good.
Pre John Wick, post Matrix.
Yeah, exactly.
And look, man, not everybody can make great movies.
Where I mean,
well, when next year when John Wick 4 and Matrix 4, I'm seeing both in the same day.
Sorry, John Wick 4, Matrix 4, Bill and Ted 3. I'm watching all 3 of them bitches.
Oh, he got 3 movies coming out next year? Damn.
Yeah.
My boy's
all of them just come out almost around the same time.
My boy's doing his thing.
No, but John Wick and Matrix are on the same day.
Yeah, I know those two are the same
I'm watching
day.
those together.
John Wick and Matrix on the same day. Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure 3 is like, I think, the week before those 2 come out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, my man's working.
I think Keanu Reeves is literally going to be the box office for that. Wherever month that shit drops, he's going to literally be the box office. He's going to have literally 3 movies in the movie at the same time.
Facts.
Hit me with Ric Flair just now.
I want to say it was like 2011 or 2012. It was it Fast and Furious and what was the other movie that came out the same day? Was it Bad Boy?
You know, Fast and Furious, and you talking about that pitch black bullshit?
Yes. I went to see those in the same. No. It was Dark Knight Rises and one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, it must have been Fast 5.
Yes, those came out the same. I went to see both of those in the same day.
Fast 5 was better.
Yeah.
Who said Fast 5 was better? Wait. Which Batman movie was it?
Dark Knight Rises.
Is that the one with Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I take Bane. I got me fucked up.
Nah. Hello, Batman. Nah.
No, I love Bane.
I love that Bane.
I love
boy.
Bane.
You only are barely out to the darkness. I was created it.
No, because
I wasn't born into
I
it,
guess because Jake freaking Heath Ledger was so good that everybody felt like the next movie was a letdown.
Yeah.
But that movie just set such a high bar that
true.
it couldn't be compared to it.
That's true.
Because I
just like the Bane for that, just because of that voice and he was talking shit and it made sense.
Like, let's say the Bane movie had come out first, it would have been fire.
Yeah.
And then you had the next one, like, holy shit, this is the greatest cartoon series ever.
I'll give it that, but I'm still mad that he got to America so easily after being stranded in the desert.
Yes.
How the fuck did he get back to America?
Yes.
You don't ask questions that Rajan Ghul did help.
Yo. Champion Jobber says, I think it looks like it has Marvel type letters. Kelvin says that match is going to be a snooze. Kelvin also says, speaking of Jeff Hardy, it's been reported that he isn't going to sign a new contract. And Champion Jobber ends with, I yawn at 6 p.m.
How do young people fall asleep so early?
Hey, we're not all vampires like you.
Yeah, Alex is definitely a vampire.
Hey, man, don't be telling my secret. Shut the hell up.
Alex says, what's that Eddie Murphy movie where he's a vampire?
Eddie Murphy, Vampire in Brooklyn?
Yeah, Vampire in Brooklyn, bro. I don't know what accent he was going for there. He sounded like he mixed Spanish and French and all these other things together. But good movie.
Man, I think it's time for me to get my ass home because now it's no longer hot and it looks like it's about to pour down raining.
Oh, yeah. You must join us.
Yeah, let's get out of here. It's been another exciting week. We had a nice discussion kind of off topic, but still on topic at the same time.
Yeah, we try.
Wrestling was trash.
I'm Darth Messiah, Mr. DM. Find me in your mama's DMs.
And I'm Alex the motherfucking Hill, and kiss my ass.
Gnarly Marv, good night, sir.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
We out of here.